Good morning, Fraser.
How you been, Mo?
Okay. Been better.
Had better days, bud. But it's rolling. Today's one of those kind of days where we just gotta fucking get through it, bud.
Yeah, what's going on? What's the good word? What's today?
Fucking Sunday the 4th?
5th?
Sunday, August 5th, 2018.
What's the good word?
First of all, I want to send a shout out to one of our homies that had an accident. Some guy we really love a bunch.
Nichols?
Dude.
Jeffrey
Yeah.
Nichols.
Apparently, you know the hype on it, what happened, but
Yeah, he ran into a vehicle, but I mean, he got hit on his bike and he got hurt pretty bad. He was in the hospital.
motorcycle accident.
Motorcycle accident.
So shout out to that guy.
But it
and
sounds
his
like
family.
he's doing good.
I love him. I started crying, man. I texted you that night. I was crying and shit. Came home and the kids were like, "What's going on?" I didn't even talk to my kid. I just grabbed my mama and started hugging on her.
Yeah, he's stable. He's good. I think he's getting released to go home.
I think that when shit like that happens close to somebody, you know what I mean? It fucking hits you a little bit harder. But love that guy, man. Big part of our lives for a long time now.
You want to send your shout outs?
Yeah, we got some shout outs. 3 new subscribers I met yesterday. Some old schools. To my man D Burns, what's up? From the 209. Know that he's watching. Shaniqua, you know what's up, lady. And to Cade, I think Cade, we should have shout out to you a long time ago, but somebody was saying I didn't. Want to tell you what's up. Thanks for subscribing. And then we don't got any out of our intercontinental, no viewers
Foreigners?
from no overseas people.
Well, you don't like foreigners anyway, so that's probably a good thing.
I like them, dude. I like them. I just want them to be legal. If we were gonna jump on some different, we're gonna try to stay away from politics this week. In case you guys weren't tuning in for that, we're not gonna do politics action this week. We feel like we fucking went there too many times.
Yeah, but it would probably end up touching on it somehow. It's hard not to.
Always ends up there somehow, but I've already seen both seasons of Stranger Things, and you're in.
No, I watched both of them.
You watch both of them now.
Yep. I'm all caught up.
So it got us thinking about multi-dimensional shit and I don't know, alternative realities.
Alternate universes.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
Well, I forget. It's like it's Thor, right? In the comic book, Thor.
I never really paid attention to Thor. I never watched the movies or read anything about it.
Well, it's a whole religion, man. Like where Thor's the son of Odin. Odin's basically God, right? But they have these different multiverses or these different Earths. And to me, it's like there's 12 dimensions. And this is like a religion, man. I mean, and they just comic, Americans or however we Americanize stuff, we turn it into a comic book, and then now they're like mythological people. But to the Nords and shit, that's the real deal. I mean, that's like them going to church and talking about Jesus and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
They go talk about Odin and Thor and the other, what's Loki? All those cats.
Yeah, I think anything that the definition of religion is a lot of different things. There's a lot of different things that we consider religion. Not just what we think of, Christianity and Muslims and whatever. I think there's so many different things that people consider religion, and I think a lot of people. I don't think there's really a straight train of thought, even amongst Christians, of what's to come or what's the eventual outcome of everything.
Well, look at it, man. Look how many different religions you have that have Christ as a figurehead in it. You got Pentecostal, you got Mormon.
Yeah.
You got Baptist, Catholic. I don't know. Jehovah's Witness.
Yeah.
I mean, there's all kinds of them, but they all center on that one thing. I don't know for myself. I believe in God, but my God is to me, my God's the most powerful God. Like, my God's more powerful than a Christian God or a Muslim God or any of those kind of gods. And it's simply because I believe my God is good and evil. Like, my God encompasses everything. Like, when you talk about evil, that's my God. When you talk about good shit, that's my God. Like, there's no cut for me. My God created everything. You know, that's the way I feel about it.
Mm.
And I like I told you, I ain't talked to my brother in like 5 years now because he told me if I didn't have Jesus in my heart, me and him can't be friends. And I was like, well, that's real Christian of you. And then we haven't talked in like 5 years now, dude.
But what if everybody's praying to the same God?
I think they are, man.
And everybody's path of travel is just different.
Well, see, you know, I'm big on the alien shit, man. Not really by choice, but I am now.
Ooh.
I wish we had the alien thing on there, huh? What is it? No, but I think it all interlinks, man. Like, I think that the angels and the demons that they talk about, like in biblical sense and stuff like that,
Mm-hmm.
angels and demons, I just think they're aliens. I think they're maybe interdimensional beings. They don't necessarily have to come from another planet. They can come from another dimension.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and when people, you can't even, I mean, what do we live in, the Goldilocks zone?
Goldilocks.
Yeah, like Earth's in the Goldilocks zone of the sun.
Oh, I never heard of that.
You never heard of the Goldilocks zone?
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's not too hot, it's not too cold. Earth's just right, like our orbit and all that shit.
Yeah, it's
just
perfect.
Yeah, so I seen this shit on Rogan's show. He had a doctor on there, and dude was like, there are 100 billion stars in our solar system, right?
Mm.
And of those 100 billion stars, you have 10 million planets that are in the Goldilocks zone of their star.
Okay.
So you have 10 million, basically like 10 million Earths. Like, I think Mars is in right on the outside of the gold. Like, it's there. Like, life could happen on Mars. But there's basically 10 million planets that our scientists know about that fall in that Goldilocks zone.
The Goldilocks.
That's what they call it, man.
Okay.
Just like the story, dude. That's a fact, dude.
That's Fraser's fact.
Yeah. But for me, I think about this, like, you watch a TV show that's filmed in New York, right? Or a baseball game, football game, whatever. It's filmed in New York, right? It's happening live. And on your television or your phone or whatever you're looking at, you see it happening. It's not, there is a time that it takes for it to get to New York, to your TV through the satellite or whatever, right?
Okay.
But it's happening instantaneously, live in front of you.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't think that we know how to travel that way yet. You know, but I think it's possible. That's where those dimensions and
You got me all fucked up.
Man, yeah,
I'm lost.
Dude, you wanted to bring up the multi-dimension shit, dude. I wish we did have a special guest on it to check it out.
Oh, man.
That's why I was thinking we should have got Corn Dog, dude, or even Harrison, but...
We could have got my brother. He's in a different fucking dimension.
Dude, see, that's just... Some people live in other dimensions, but...
Without reality.
That's kind of what I feel like angels and demons are doing, man. They're just living in a different, like, they could be right here. It's just a split dimension, dude. Like, you take this guy right here, right? He's not in our dimension. He's in a 2-dimension. You know what I'm saying?
This motherfucker right here.
This guy is multi-dimensional character right here. But I had to explain to me, like, this is a 2-dimensional character. And his space-time is the 4th dimension, right? Space-time is the 4th dimension. So this picture was taken at a different space and a different time, but it has a 2-dimensional being. He's right here. We're 3-dimensional, so we can...
I think people's time frames are different, too. I don't think everybody moves at the same speed. I think everybody's time is different, you know?
Yeah, that's hella possible, man.
Because I go to the grocery store, and I come back pretty quick. My wife goes to the grocery store, she takes forever. And I get the same amount of groceries.
Either the list is the same, dude.
So our times are fucking way different, bro.
This is my wife's in a different time space too, because I'll say, you know what, we have to leave at 10:30. right?
Mm-hmm.
Knowing in my mind we have to leave at 11, but I tell her 10:30. So that 30 minutes that she has in her own dimension catches up to my time at 11 when we're really supposed to leave. I'm not shitting you. That's how I do shit, dude. So I got that 30-minute buffer.
I was trying to explain something to my son too. We were going to dinner one night, and we were talking about time, and I was like, when you're younger, it seems like everything takes forever, right? Because you're into your actual lifespan. So it's like there's a longer span.
Well, you just started too.
We're closer, so time is actually less for us. It takes less time for stuff to happen. And I was trying to explain to him, my wife's like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" And then I started thinking, I have no idea.
Sometimes you run yourself around in circles when you're talking about shit, dude. But
and I don't.
I always try to keep like the fucking end of what I'm thinking about fresh in my mind, so I don't talk and then say, "Oh, what the fuck was I talking about?" You know what I mean?
If I want to make a point, I'm talking to somebody and they're talking. There's no time for me to interrupt. I'll keep saying in my head what I got to say. I'll keep saying it in my head. I want to hear nothing they said.
You're just letting them go.
Fuck, I got to say this, man. Otherwise, I'm going to forget this shit. Oh,
I know,
it's different.
Dude. Especially when I used to smoke weed, dude. Because it's so easy to fucking just, fuck, a butterfly. Like, you see, you're talking about fucking something serious and you see something, you're like, oh, shit. What the fuck were we talking about?
Nothing.
Yeah.
Talking about nothing.
But, the Stranger Things thing, that does hit, like, they have what'd they call it? The dark, no.
I don't know what it was called. I remember they kept calling it something.
The other side? Or...
Yeah, whatever. It's a flip side.
Flip side, that was it.
Flip side of whatever they got going on. It's a darker side. And I don't know. There could be. I don't know. I don't know nothing. What do I know? We don't fucking know nothing.
I still want to learn. And, like... Honestly, people used to think the world was flat. There are still fucking people today that go by flat world theory.
Yeah. Like, oh, yeah. 100%.
Like, so, I mean, until it's, like, proven to them in their face, they're like, no, the world's flat, dude. They're going to fall off the edge.
I still don't understand why they think it's flat, though. I mean, or they think that the satellites and fucking pictures from space showing all the globe is false? Is that what they're thinking?
No, they think it's like a plate. Like the moon, instead of being a sphere, it's a plate.
Right, but they don't believe what pictures that we look at?
The picture they're seeing, they think it's a plate. It's not a sphere. It's like you're seeing because every time you see a planet, it's a circle, right?
So it's just like a flat plate?
Like
and it's just like this, rotating?
Yeah, like a plate, dude.
But what about when they go around it?
You're just seeing a different side of the plate.
That means it's round.
No, it's like...
If you see a different side of the plate, it's round.
It's more like a plate.
I don't think you know either.
No, dude.
I don't know.
I checked it out because there's some fucking dude... weird shit pops up when you're... Like, I don't know. I was watching Bigfoot shit and fucking... Those top 5 things, like, weirdest photos ever recorded and shit like that. And this fucking guy built his own hot air balloon so that he could go up in the air and take a picture to show that the Earth is fucking flat.
Yeah, but he wouldn't be able to breathe if he got to a point where you could actually see the sphere.
Well, dude, he got so fucking high that his shit popped, right? He didn't even get a picture off. I don't know, he was like 5,000 feet high or whatever. Yeah, I mean, when you're in a plane, right, if you get up high enough, you can see the curvature, you know what I mean?
Can you?
Yeah, you haven't seen that? Like,
no, I flew several times and I see clouds, I see ground.
You get like, I don't know.
You gotta go up pretty fucking high.
Yeah, 25,000 feet or something like that.
To see the sphere.
Yeah, you see it fucking starts to...
I don't know, dude.
Dude, I've seen that.
That's way too much thinking.
But then people don't believe NASA or fucking any of that shit. There's people that think the fucking moon landing didn't happen, dude. It was filmed in a studio in Arizona or something.
At the time, I could see that, people thinking that, because they were trying to get, it was a race to space with Russia,
yeah.
And maybe for patriotic belief or whatever it was, they created a fucking false scene of us going on the moon. I'm not saying it happened, but they could have, just to say, hey, we got there. That could have happened.
Here's my thing, all right? Like, this is how
But we got satellites now.
This is how I think they're all in cahoots, though, right? Like, So we were going against Russia and Japan and China to try to get to the moon first, right? And then all of a sudden, now Russia doesn't want to go to the moon. Japan doesn't want to go to the moon. China doesn't go to the moon, right?
Mm.
It's like, oh, well, Americans been there. We don't need to go there now. That don't fucking make sense to me, dude.
Mm.
Like, why hasn't Russia gone and landed on the moon?
I don't know. Maybe they just don't want to waste the money.
No, I think there's some shit happening on the moon.
You think so?
Fuck yeah, dude. Okay, in Apollo 11, right? When they dropped off that fucking thing, with the capsule,
Mm-hmm.
when they were coming back to Earth, it fucking hit the moon, and the moon gonged for like over an hour. It was like gong, 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 like it was hollow. So when they did Apollo 13, the capsule they were going to drop was bigger, heavier, and they were going to drop it from a higher distance to see what happened.
Okay.
Well, they did all that shit. It fucking gonged for like 3 hours, reverberate, woo, 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 woo.
Well, man, that could have been just the sound of them landing, and then because of the way the space is, that the sound would just reverberate for that much time because there's nowhere to escape.
Well, I think it might be hollow. I think the moon might be hollow.
Like hollow, like there's something in there.
I think more like maybe like a Whopper. You know how a Whopper you have fucking chocolate coating, and then you got that.
A what? Oh, I thought you were talking like a
Whopper.
Burger King Whopper.
No, like a the little chocolate mall
Okay,
balls.
okay.
I think it might be like that. Like Earth, I don't think Earth is a solid core planet. I just don't, dude. And
Well, they got the layers. They got all the way to the the molten and all that.
I think Earth has a fucking that's part of that dimensional shit too.
You think there's some other life in
like
there?
Middle Earth, dude? Yeah, like maybe the shit we're seeing.
Oh, like fucking that
like Hobbit shit.
but Journey to the Center of the Earth, or what's that one? There's a fucking movie. They go in there and there's all kinds of fucking different animals and lives.
Yeah.
You think it's like that?
I do, man.
Ooh.
Okay, so there's
Ooh.
try to Google Earth, the North Pole or the South Pole, right?
Uh-huh.
They won't let you see. They don't let you see either one of the poles. It's all fucking blacked out, North or South Pole.
Why?
Why would they? Yeah, why would they do that?
Do what? Google Earth or something?
Google Earth, dude. Google Earth, you can see anything, man.
But you can't see the North or South Pole?
When you can't, they don't let you see it, and it's like I
Who
want to
won't
say,
let you? The government?
fucking whoever's running Google.
So you
It's
think it's the government that runs Google?
Dude, why? I mean, why? And then, I don't know, I've watched a bunch of different shit. That's why I wish we had somebody that fucking knew their shit about it. But basically, you know how the Earth spins on an axis, right?
Okay.
And we're in an orbit. If we were a solid core planet, that wouldn't be possible. We wouldn't have it. We wouldn't be able to do that shit. And I'm telling you, it's because there's fucking... What?
What the fuck are we talking about?
Dude. Well, you're gonna make me crack up, dude. You're gonna hold
What the fuck are we talking about?
You're gonna hold it together.
I just picture somebody watching this, like, oh yeah.
No, they're like, yeah, fucking Fraser's right, dude.
What the fuck are we talking about, dude? That's crazy. And then there's no access. We don't know what we're
Hey,
talking
bring me the globe.
I can't even see somebody watching it being like, they're making so much sense right now.
Look, I need to fucking look that up.
Even I can't even see somebody saying. Even Frey said it was all low.
Oh shit, dude. Ooh, I started sweating.
I'm sweating.
You know what, man?
What the fuck are we
We
talking
were
about?
fucking pushing through today. We were trying today because we fucking had some fucking shit happen before we started. It's bullshit, but man, we're trying to push through today. So let's clear out the multi-universe topic. I'm gonna get Corn Dog or somebody to come on, dude, that knows what they're talking about with that shit. I don't believe in the fucking, for real though, I don't believe there's fucking lava at the middle of the earth. It don't make sense to me. If there's dinosaurs and shit like that, I can go with that. But the fucking lava don't make sense.
Alright, what else do we got?
I don't know, dude. Okay, So I was talking to Weller about this. Like, you get a brand new car, right? Everybody does this. You go get a brand new car, and then all of a sudden your fucking insurance goes up because the car you're driving now is worth more than the car you had before. Or maybe, I don't know about you, I always roll with full coverage.
Well, now I have a new car, but when I had my old truck, I just had liability.
Liability?
Yeah.
What does that do? Like, if you get in a wreck, it fixes.
It covers the other car.
It don't do nothing to your
No,
car.
because my truck wasn't worth anything. You know what I mean? So you're paying full coverage to cover the worth of your truck, the value of your truck. If my truck got in it, I would only get what, $1,500?
Yeah.
Not even that. Probably less than that. Probably $700. So why am I paying all this insurance to cover $700? I have to pay for insurance to cover that other vehicle.
Yeah.
But not my vehicle if the value is so low.
Yeah. I get that part of it. I do, but. When you have a brand new car, let's just use round numbers so it makes it easy. Your car insurance when you're driving a car you own, an older car you own, is $50 a month, right? But you buy a brand new car, now your car insurance is $150 a month, right?
Okay.
So even though you're the same fucking driver you were before you bought the brand new car, now your insurance costs went up $150, and you're saying that, or $100 just to cover the cost of the new vehicle.
Of the new vehicle, because the value is going to be up higher. Because the new vehicle is always worth more than an older vehicle.
So,
not always, but
so here's what I'm saying, man. When you fucking drive that new vehicle right off the lot,
okay,
it depreciated.
Okay,
it's probably worth $5,000 less than what you just fucking paid for it.
Okay,
so let's take it a year later. So that $30,000 car you bought went to $25,000 after you drove it off the lot, and a year later it's probably worth $20,000. So you've lost $10,000 in that vehicle by owning it for a year.
Okay.
Why doesn't your insurance go down like that?
I think some do, don't they?
Nah, man.
I think some do.
I've yet to see mine fucking do that. Mine's pretty stable. Like I pay right about $100 a month. You know.
For what?
For the CTS and
$100 a month.
$100 a month, dude.
Full coverage?
Full coverage, yeah.
What?
Yeah.
I never heard of that.
Yeah, I'm not teasing, dude. That's what it is.
For one vehicle?
One vehicle.
For a Cadillac?
Yeah.
The Escalade?
The Escalade's like $78 a month.
For full coverage?
Full coverage, yeah.
Huh? Where's your insurance through?
I got Horseman plug. Horseman insurance. It's for teachers and educators.
I never heard of that. I had my old truck and I was paying pretty cheap, and that was $80 a month.
Dude, I'll turn you on to it, man.
Huh?
I'm not teasing.
I don't know. That don't sound right.
Okay, so here's what happened when my first wife, when we were married a long time ago, she was going to go to school to be a teacher.
Mm-hmm.
Well, when she started to go to school to be the teaching stuff, they came at us, the teaching people did, with fucking insurance, not only for the house but for the cars. It's called Horseman Insurance. They're throughout all the United States. I don't know if they're outside the United States, but it's for teachers and educators. So they pay a lower cost of their insurance because they're teachers and educators. It's like teachers and educators group, right?
Okay.
Well, then everything was fine. Even though she never received her degree or anything like that, we got in. So when we divorced, my dude at the time, my insurance guy, he was like, hey, man, I don't know if we can carry you anymore on insurance. So I'm like, for what? And he's like, well, you're not a teacher or educator. I'm like, yeah, but I've never missed a payment. I've always been fucking, legit. So I got like grandfathered in, and I've never left since. And I actually heard about that from Tosta. Tosta's a teacher. Mm-hmm. So he's the one that kind of turned Amy on that stuff, and then that's how we made it happen.
Yeah, I never heard of that.
But now that if you belong to like a credit union, like I belong to IBEW, there's certain things that qualify you for it now, other than just teachers and educators.
I have to check it out.
But those shit, when me and the old lady got divorced, she had to go on her own insurance, and she got Geico. Her shit went up like double. Her fucking insurance doubled.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I don't think our Geico went up too, so we went to Progressive, but...
This is what else fucked up too, dude. I'm the same driver, driving the same car. I moved from Elk Grove to G, right? Because I moved from fucking Elk Grove to Galt, my insurance went up.
Okay.
Don't you think moving to a smaller town, your insurance would fucking go down? Fuck.
I'm still thinking, what are we talking about?
Dude, I don't know.
Because I was like, dude. Yeah, I got Geico.
This is gonna be a guy. You're gonna see a lizard come across, like a gecko come across in a couple minutes, dude. No, but it's here, man. We have to open people's eyes. That's what we're doing. Open people's eyes, fucking. You know, it's got a bunch of shit going today, but we still got a show going. We're still making it happen. Flory, I love you. Just so you know. I love that bastard.
What else we got?
I don't know. We can close insurance out. But you agree with me, your insurance should be down, right?
Oh, yeah. Oh,
I think everybody does.
We're right high on that one, Frazier.
Fucking right here.
Oh, man, we're going through these topics. We're hitting them, man. We're hitting them, bro.
We're raging them. We can't get a good debate going today. Got some giggle juice going on. Fucking shit.
What else you got?
Let's see. Death penalty.
Do you agree with the death penalty?
I think they ought to do it in public squares still.
Ooh.
Or have like a fucking pay-per-view event.
That's a tough one. I don't know.
It's not for me, dude. I think fucking if you deserve something to get if you did something fucking horrendous, what can you get the death penalty for now? Killing somebody else?
With special circumstances? Yeah. Multiple murders.
Dude, like one
rape,
murder,
armed robbery murders, child. Well, you know what's funny is you never hear a child molester getting. And I think that would be the first one.
Well, I think you ought to do the castrati, dude. You know what? If you fucking get caught child molesting, they do your castrati.
Yeah, because I don't think people change.
Then people wouldn't fucking do it.
I don't think people change.
That's my thing, dude. I'm like, fucking Ted Bundy ain't gonna get better. You know?
People like that. But I think people change as far as criminals change. I think criminals change. People rehabilitate. I think there's a lot of things people rehabilitate. But I'm talking specifically about child molesters. How many times do you see they get arrested and they get let out and they do the same fucking thing again? Like,
no, I'm totally. I mean, we're not going to argue on that either, dude. I mean,
that's about the worst crime you can do, I think.
Let me think. Worst crime than child molest. Yeah, I mean,
God, that's pretty bad, bro. I mean, you could say cold-blooded murder for no reason. That's pretty bad because you're completely taking a life away off the earth. But you destroy somebody's life when you do shit like that. Dude.
Well, reason we brought it up, then the Catholic diocese, was he the Pope?
Uh-huh.
The Pope just came out and said that the death penalty is not good anymore for Catholic Church.
It's not good anymore. So they believed it was.
Nope. Like
previous though.
Well, you're supposed to follow the laws in the land, regardless of where you live, when you listen, when you read the Bible.
There's where the contradiction is sometimes.
Yeah, and it was the same thing with gay marriage because he came out and said it was gays were all right. It's not. They're not longer just going to go to hell. God has His own plan for them and stuff. So this pope's progressive, man. I mean, he's.
Well, don't you think that things should evolve with time too? Because I mean, they evolved the Bible once too. I mean, from when it was to the first.
Oh yeah, they didn't.
To the second.
When they wrote the Bible, they didn't write it out and say, "Oh, well, this is the Old Testament. Now this is the New Testament."
Right. They went to New Testament because they evolved at some point. They evolved in a lot of things. With Jesus, He came in and He died for people's sins. And
I think big part of that though is a lot of people interpret it differently, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then, like, the progressive thinkers started thinking, well, Jesus died for my sins, so I'm cool. Everybody's cool. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Or if you're going Old Testament, still those guys are like, fuck, I just got to say 15 Hail Marys and sacrifice a cow and all that kind of shit because he fucking lied on his taxes or something,
Well, I think intention is important. Intention, people's hearts, intention. You're supposed to, have good intentions. But if you could fuck up. Or you could have a drink of alcohol. I mean, everybody's different, but I think there's, good intention. If your intention is good, I think you're a good person. And I think if you believe in God, He believes in you. And you have to try. You can't just deliberately go out and fucking rape and pillage and then go back and give your heart to the Lord and then go back and then do it again. I don't think you can live like that. And that's why I have a question in it where these murderers and these killers, they fucking kill these people or rape all these children and then they get to where they're going to go to the death penalty and then they give their heart to the Lord right before they get killed and they go to heaven. I don't know about that. I don't know about...
That's because you're not God, dude. I mean, God, that's on God's plate, not mine.
Right,
you know?
right, exactly. But I don't know if I necessarily agree with that. If that you're just doing it because you're at your deathbed and you're like, okay, well now I need to go to heaven, but I lived this fucking hateful, bad life. Now I'm just gonna change my ways right before my death. You know, right before I die.
Well, I've seen it in my family firsthand. Like when my brother goes in, he finds God in the first couple of days because you're either religious or you're a gangster when you go to jail. There's not too many people in between. You know, you got to fall in a clique. So and the one time he went and became Muslim, this is about 12 years ago, he became Muslim for a minute. And that's when I read the Torah, dude. And, I mean, the Quran. The Quran. The Torah is the Jewish Bible. It's so simple, dude. It's really easy to read, really easy to interpret. It's not all of these fucking... different points of view, or you can read something in the Bible and interpret it in 3 different meanings. You know what I mean? So when he did that, he's hot and he's high on the Lord, you know. And then when he gets out a couple months later, he starts hanging out with his old friends, doing his old shit and stuff. And next thing you know, he's not going to church, and then he fucking falls into his old habits and ends up going back to jail again. And then that's when he gets high on the Lord again, and then it's just a fucking redundant circle where from the get, if he had stayed high on the Lord, he probably wouldn't be back in jail to begin with.
Right. If he was trying to... That's what I'm saying, intention. If your intention is to try to do good, I mean, you're going to screw up. Nobody's perfect. You're going to fucking maybe lose your temper. You're going to do whatever. But, I mean, you have to always be trying.
What about these cats like you're saying? You're out drinking, driving. You fucking run into a car and fucking... hit like a family of 5 and you kill 3 kids. Is that death penalty worthy?
I don't think so. I think it's intent. I don't even think that would cause for the death penalty. You know, I don't even think that's where the law is. I think it's most of that is intent. Like if you're pre-planned, pre-murder,
premeditated.
Yeah, if I think that's where it comes into play.
What about OJ, man? You were going over that OJ shit earlier. What do you think about OJ?
OJ's a fucking perfect example of fucking karma. Like, he got out of that murder, even though he killed those 2 people. And he ended up going to jail for some other bullshit. Yeah. You know, and then I was listening to why he went to jail, and it wasn't... He went to jail for... He was supposed to go to jail for 10, 15 years over some shit that was his that actually California gave back to him. So, but the karma came back to him. The karma that he did, it came back to him. And it's still probably happening to him. It's karma, dude. I think he's a perfect example of karma.
Well, let me ask you, let's run through this part, right? So he finds Ron and Nicole together, right? He came over, found Ron and Nicole together. Ron was giving her back glasses or whatever was going on. You know they were probably banging.
No, he used to. That's what I was watching the show. I don't know if anybody else watched it, but he would go over to her house and watch through the window her having sex with other guys. And he would actually... She kind of knew he was doing it sometimes, and she would actually put on a show sometimes for him. They had a weird fucking relationship, and he would abuse her and shit. Like,
well, here's my example with him. Like,
he's psychotic.
He probably got crazy, man. I mean, he probably lost it and got crazy, and he killed Ron first, right? And then he killed Nicole after. I don't know if that's premeditated. He's gonna go over and kill both of them or what, but maybe he was crazy on the first one when he's killing Ron. But then he had to think about it when he went to kill.
Well, initially it was that they were going after the death penalty. Initially they were going for the death penalty, but they were talking about it in the movie, and they were talking about how the guy was like, "We have to drop the death penalty because California's not going to get him on the death penalty. You're not going to get him. We can't." They were talking about we can't even get Charles Manson. So if we can't get Charles Manson on the death penalty, we're not going to get O.J. Simpson, a fucking person that's a hero to a lot of people, an icon.
Icon.
That's what they were talking about. They were like, we have to drop the death penalty. We have to just convict him of this crime and have him do years in prison. But you know, and it was about money. He had the money. He had the money to get the fucking right lawyers, and that's what it was about. Because if he didn't have the money, he would have went to prison. It wouldn't even been a fucking case. He would have went straight to prison. They would have just fucking open and shut case. But he had the money to pay for the fucking top attorneys. Yeah. So he had the money. Basically, you could pay. If you have enough money, you could pay for yourself to get out.
Yeah, look at a man like Beretta. Remember Beretta killed his old lady? He fucking got out of it.
Yeah. It's money.
Blake,
it's money.
I mean, it's just proven time after time after time, dude. If you got money, you ain't getting in trouble.
No, you can buy your way out easily.
But I think that motherfucker should have got death penalty, dude. He killed 2 people, knowingly killed 2 people. Yeah, I would say put him down.
He's probably living a rough life. So he's getting what he deserved. He's getting what he deserves. Karma comes back.
I mean, if you put it into perspective, like that's your daughter or that's your son that it happened to, right? I want some type of justice.
Well, that was
some type of
Ron Goldman's parents were so upset because the whole time all they were talking about was Nicole, and they weren't talking about him. He was like they said a footnote to his own murder. Like, they were upset because there was no light being shined on their son, and they were like, well, this is our son volunteered time to tell people. He was like, he was a good person, but nobody gave a fuck. He was almost like a joke, you know, a part of something that happened. You know, it was, you know, yeah, I agree. He should fucking definitely have served something for that, but he got out of it.
And I think if they did go back to like public switchings or public
enemy number 1.
No, like if you fucking got caught stealing at the store or whatever, right? Like on Saturday, you go down to the fucking Gulf Concealio or whatever, and they got all the fucking criminals, and they get up there and they get their asses spanked or slashes or whatever, right? That public shaming, or if you put it on TV, right? Kids are gonna see that shit, and they're not gonna want to fucking be on TV getting their ass spanked.
Maybe not.
Or worst case scenario, like you're doing a death penalty. If we're paying for that, why can't we see it? I mean, they have chairs in the chamber.
I wouldn't want to watch it, dude.
I gotta check it out, man. You know, I mean, it might be bad. I'll tell you, man. With all the fires going on and shit, got a lot of bros working and stuff. And thank you guys, all the firemen, all the everybody, all the volunteers, all the people helping out with people in the fires and shit, man. But something I've never seen on the news, but I saw because people were sending me pictures and shit. You know, we got linemen, gas guys out there and stuff like that. When there's a fire, you lose dogs, you lose cats, you lose cattle, horses, stuff like that. And they'll talk about that sometimes on the fucking news. But what they don't talk about is like the squirrels, the raccoons, the deer, chupacabras, Bigfoot, all those other things that are out there, right?
Yeah.
You know, I mean, they're out there living. Well, the fire's coming up one side of the ridge like this, so all the animals are jamming up there. Then all of a sudden, the fire comes up the other side of the ridge like this. So then, the pictures I seen, there's a meat line. There's a bunch of just piles of meat, and you can kind of tell what kind of animals they are, but they're all laying up on the top of the ridge, and they're just fucking burnt, man. Hundreds and thousands of pounds of fucking meat, little bodies just fucking burnt because they had nowhere to go, dude. And it's hella sad, dude. That's part of the reason why I don't like to go to that kind of shit. I can't see that.
I seen there was a PG&E guy just died.
Yeah, I tried to get a hold of Billick, see who it was, but they'll probably tell us this weekend. God bless your family too, man. But after seeing that, you know what I mean? I don't want to go do that shit no more. And it'd probably be the same way with the death penalty. If you see somebody like, you remember Green Mile? Remember, like, the first execution wasn't that bad in Green Mile, but the second one where he forgot to put the fucking...
Oh, he did that on purpose?
Yeah, but he forgot... Or, yeah, he didn't forget. He didn't do it, and the guy's sitting there smoking and fucking the smell and all that kind of shit. I'm sure it fucking turned my stomach, too, dude, because I'm sensitive like that.
Remember the old fucking VCR, the old movies you could rent?
Faces of Death?
Faces of Death. Remember that?
Oh, yeah, dude. I bet you they're still on the fucking YouTube somewhere.
Oh, but you could watch all these guys. They were showing me stuff from Mexico from the cartels, and they were cutting the guy's leg off, and the guy was screaming. They had him butt naked, and they were showing it. This guy was laughing. I'm like, "What are you watching?" He's all, "Check it out." And he went to show me, and I see him. I was like, "Nah, I can't watch that, dude." He's sitting there like laughing. He's watching this, and I'm like, "Dude, that's sadistic, bro. Like, that's evil." Like he was like showing somebody cutting his leg off. The guy was naked. They were holding him down. I was like, Lee, that dude, that's sadistic. I couldn't fucking just sit there and watch it and giggle. Like, I don't know, dude. I'm not wired that way, bro.
No, bro. My brother-in-law showed me one, and it was on Facebook for like a day, where they were decapitating this guy, and they got here, and they couldn't cut through, and you could see part of his head, like
Colombian necktie. That's what they call it.
And
Colombian necktie.
I was like, what the fuck, man? How could Facebook show this shit? First of all. Right?
Some of it might be fake, dude. I don't know.
No, dude, it was real. Yeah. I mean, they pull that shit off when they see it, but it was on there for like a day, and I couldn't believe it. Or another one, I saw a guy, somebody's filming it. The driver's filming it. There's a guy in the passenger seat, and he's fucking hitting this dog. And he ends up killing the dog.
I've seen some of those where they fuck up animals. I've seen some of those.
What the fuck, man?
But I don't like watching that. I don't even like looking at that. Like the
I don't either.
people
Like,
will
don't show
post
me
it.
that.
People will post it up or post up some morbid shit, and they're like, "No, I want to put like attention to this issue or something." But I'm like, I can't even look at it. Like I won't even look at it. I'll be like, no. And I understand that you want to. There's probably a different way to bring attention to those issues, but I can't. The animals, the beating the animals and all that stuff, I can't even look at it. Like where they're torturing animals and they're like, no, but you got to look at this. I'm like, I can't even watch those commercials where those dogs are starving in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
Like I can't watch those. I'm like, I don't even want to watch
singing in the background.
But I
Arms of the angel.
I can't watch that shit. I don't know.
Nah, dude, there was one on there. What was it about fucking dolphins, like in China, where they herd these dolphins into the bay and then they throw a net up and then the fucking guys are standing out there in boats just fucking
knocking them out,
clubbing the dolphins and shit, dude, and cutting their fins off and then letting them, fucking bleed to death and die.
Fuck, I can't do that, dude.
That's not me, dude.
I feel bad when I fucking step on a snail when I come out of the house.
Dude, you both, dude.
I'm like, step on it. I'm like, fuck, I could avoid it, but I didn't see it. It was all dark. I could feel its crunch.
Yeah.
Like, fuck, I felt bad about that.
No, I do too. You know what I do too, though? I make sure I kill them, though. I'm like, roll on, brother.
Roll on.
Because I don't want them just to be living all cracked in his shell.
You should eat it.
Fuck that. I just fucking smash.
You should eat it.
And then in my multi-dimensional thing, the fucking snail becomes a fucking squirrel or maybe a human. I don't know.
And it fucking attacks you.
I don't know what the process is.
I wonder if you ever wonder. This is what I think is crazy, but you ever wonder if you do something like that and then something bad happens to you like a couple days later? That's fucking karma for killing that fucking thing. Like it could be small. It could be small.
Yeah.
It could be like you stub your toe or something.
Yeah.
Like that's the karma. I don't know. I thought about that.
I understand. Okay, look. So let's say like a death is 10, right? Right.
10 points.
Death would be 10 points. Let's say death's 10 points, right?
Uh-huh.
Or like maybe you bumped into somebody's car with your car and then you took off, right? That might be like a 2. But like let's say there's a scale system for that, right? Like stepping on a scale, do you think it's like 0.1 or is it like a full 1? Like taking an animal's life.
Oh, without intentionally or not intentionally?
I wouldn't intentionally step on a snail though.
Unintentional?
Yeah.
That's like a 0.01.
See, so that's kind of what I think, and that's a negative. You got a point negative or 0.1 on that, right? So
that's like then that might be equivalent to like getting soap in your eyes in the shower or something.
Yeah, or in your wiener hole.
No, that's got to be worse. That's got to be intentionally killing a fucking animal.
Dude, I did it the other day. I told you guys I got the soap in the wiener. Dude.
How do you get soap in your wiener hole, dude?
Dude, because I was washing my junk.
Yeah, okay, I do too.
Okay, so then like the soap gets like when it sits there, it gets that little film on it.
Right.
The little slimy
But don't
shit.
you get like I get it like real soapy before I start doing that. Like real.
No, I just fucking go around.
No, I get it real soapy. I don't put like the straight bar.
No, I hit just magic spots like that, and then I'm down here, and then I pull it out, and I wash there and all that, and I got fucking soap in the tip, dude.
I tell my little boy he's fucking stinking, right? So it's time for him to use deodorant. And you're thinking when you tell someone to do something, they already know what to do, but they're starting from scratch. They don't know. So I go upstairs, I tell him, put deodorant on. So I go upstairs, and he's up there, okay. He go up there, he don't know what to do, and it's my fault. I should have showed him.
Yeah.
So he got the deodorant. He scraped off a bunch of it with his fingers, and he was putting it like this. And he was putting it like this. He was taking chunks of it off.
Oh, shit.
Because he didn't know. And then that was my fault for not showing him. But you don't know if you're starting from scratch.
Yeah. I heard my old lady works with doctors and stuff like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So she was telling me this lady comes in, she's got some bronchial thing, going on with her chest. It's like 2 weeks later, she comes back in, she's still got it. And he's like, well, you're taking your inhaler, right? And she's like, yeah. And he's all, do you know how to use your inhaler properly? She's like, yeah. And he goes, well, why don't you show me? So she takes the inhaler and she goes, shh, shh, like it's perfume. She wasn't fucking, but straight up, dude, people are,
They don't know. Yeah. If you don't know, you don't know. That's funny.
I was like, holy shit, dude. I mean, you think maybe she didn't have anybody else in her life that took them before, but I remember seeing kids when we were kids, they were like,
yeah.
you know?
Maybe she didn't come across that.
But she was like, So it is what it is. It takes all kinds of people, man.
What?
I don't know.
I don't know, bro. What are we talking about?
We're having a rough one today. It is what it is.
You want to make it a short one
We'll
today?
put one out.
Phrase?
Well, we can do another 15 minutes, dude.
Okay, we'll do another 15 on something really important. Really important.
No,
No,
I got something less important.
What do you got?
So, it's come to my realization I'm getting older. We're
Right.
getting older, right?
Yep.
So, at work, we have this statewide tournament where we go play softball and shit. And for 10 or 15 years, our team was shit. We fucking win. We come in second. We win. We had it together for like 10 or 15 years. And the last couple of years, man, we've been fucking shit. We just got like this. Yesterday, we got beat 25-0. We got beat 19-3. Today, we got beat 19-10. We lost 3 straight games, so we're out. But what I was telling the younger guys is, when I came up and I was a younger guy, we were pretty good, and our old guys were good, right?
Mm-hmm.
But now it's a shift where our old guys aren't as good as when I was a kid or younger, our old guys were then. So our old guys like myself, we're letting down the younger guys. But the younger guys suck compared to what we were when we were, It's like, I could see it happening, man. And you've seen it in sports, too. You can't take a fucking basketball player from the 80s, a basketball player from the 90s, and a basketball player from today and compare them. Because they had different work ethics, different kind of games. I mean, 80s guys, they used to ride buses and fucking eat fast food and party all night and do all that kind of shit, where today's players, they got a fucking regimented meal schedule and trainers and all this kind of shit. In the off season, they still continue to train and work and do all that stuff. Or back in the day, the fucking old NBA players, they were off for 3-4 months, they go fucking partying. It's getting where it's at, but I'm doing it today. I'm gonna renounce I'm retired, dude, from softball today.
Fuck, they got an over 40 league, over 50 league, over 60 league.
Yeah.
They got an over 70 league.
Yeah, but I don't want to fucking do it, dude. It's just like, it's one of those things now, like, I don't want to do it. I love bowling. I still bowl. I'll do that, but it's fucking hot out there, dude. You're running around.
Then you shouldn't do it.
Yeah, I'm just...
If you don't want to, then don't do it.
And then here's the other thing. So the other people we play, they'll have beers or shit out in the parking lot, but we got fucking smammered, dude. I mean, between first game and second game, we went through a bottle of Jamie, bottle of vodka, fucking whole thing of pickle juice, bunch of beers. I mean...
What are you talking about, pickle juice?
So it's like a back. Like when you take a shot of Jameson, you take a shot of pickle juice, and it like neutralizes it.
Never even heard of that.
Dude, well, you don't drink
I
like
don't,
that. Yeah, but...
No. And I ain't drinking no fucking
I
pickle
hate the
juice.
taste of alcohol. I hate it after I taste it. It's like rubbing alcohol or something. It doesn't feel
Hard
right.
liquor?
Yeah. I don't care what kind it is.
Do you like beer?
Not really. That's why I drink Budweiser, because I only drink 2.
Budweiser's harsh, dude.
Yeah, but if I find a beer I like, then I'll probably drink more. But if I keep
Have you
drinking...
ever tried fucking Estrella Jalisco?
No.
Okay, you gotta try it, dude. I was always said, like, everything has a little bitter aftertaste to me. All the beer. Dude, you try Estrella Jalisco. That shit's just smooth, and then you're waiting for the no bitter aftertaste. Try it.
But see, that's part of my point of why I like Budweiser, dude. Like, I don't want to become a drinker. I don't want to.
Okay.
When I was young, you remember Red Dog? Beer Red Dog?
I don't remember.
It had like a red pit bull on the
Okay.
cap, or
I don't remember,
bulldog.
but
Well, they made Red Dog for a few years, and then they stopped making it. But I used to come home every day after work. I get a 6-pack of Red Dog and fucking drink it every day, like, and then I started saying, like, fucking, I don't want to be that guy, dude. You know what I mean? Don't get me giggling again. This is a fucking giggle episode, dude.
I don't know. I'm just thinking, what the fuck are we talking about?
Dude, we didn't have that many good points.
No,
today,
no.
really.
I know. We're just...
You want to really talk about what's going on today? You don't.
No.
Right. We got some behind the scenes
I
shit
just think that's
today,
funny.
but-
I just think that's funny. We were talking about. I'm listening to you. The problem is Budweiser.
Well, dude,
no, it's all good. It's funny, dude. It's good shit.
Dude, how I came up on the Budweiser when I had my pool table.
Mm-hmm.
I buy beer. People come over, play pool. drink beer, right? So I was buying like Coors Light. I was buying Bud Light. All my beer was gone. One time I bought Budweiser. I had beer the next morning. I was like,
yeah, because nobody likes Budweiser.
Nobody likes it, dude.
Mm-hmm.
So I started buying Budweiser so I could have beer at my house. Because people would drink 7 or 8 Coors Lights. They'll drink 2 Budweisers and fucking be like, all right.
Yeah, fucking drink something else.
So it's fucking really cost effective if you think about it, dude.
You got a game plan. Freddie's got a game plan.
Yeah, I'm trying, dude.
That's good. Seems like he's
Try to save on car insurance.
Seems like you got to figure it out.
My fucking beer, dude. You know, I'm trying, dude. Hey, I wrote John Paul, dude. Did I tell you that? I wrote John Paul a letter and shit, dude. Asking him for some swag, dude. Yeah, for t-shirts, glasses, anything they'll throw our way.
Did you get a response?
No. I also hit Joe Rogan up about this, dude. So with our age of technology, we have fucking. You can, when you hit a baseball now, they can tell you how high it goes, how far it went, the speed. Have you seen that shit?
I believe you.
They'll show a line after the home run, and they'll show you.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, they got all these fucking super science shit they do with sports. So I'm wondering why the fuck in fucking MMA and in boxing, why can't they post the scores of the judge after each round? So there's no fucking funny business going on at all.
Oh, okay, I got you.
Yeah, so like you watch the fucking round 1. I say, okay, this guy won. He gets a 9, or he gets a 9 or 10. This guy lost. He gets a 9. You post that up there. So then not only do we know what's going on in the fight, but the boxers do.
Yeah, but then that might take away from what they're trying to do. So it might take away from the fight. Then they're just playing points.
No, because then if you know you're losing,
then you're playing Olympic style boxing. You know, you're playing points, and then nobody will watch that.
But no, it is that way anyways. You just can't see it because when they add up the score.
No, right. But then if you know what the actual score is, you're playing to the points.
Because I know
you're up. If you're up 4 rounds and you got 2 rounds left, you're running. If you're not sure and you think it's close, you got to fight your way through it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but if you're down 4 rounds and you got 2 left, you know you got to fucking knock the guy out.
No, I'm saying if you're okay, let's say you think it's even, but really you're up 2 rounds to the score, and you got 1 round left.
Yeah.
But you think it's even, so you got to go out there and fight. You're not going to go out there and fight if you know you're up 2. You're just going to run.
Dude, that's what Mayweather does. That's what he does, man.
He's a defensive boxer. I mean, I used to hate on him, but I mean He does what he's supposed to do. Like, the point of boxing is not get hit. So that's what he does, not get hit.
Okay, so, like, you remember De La Hoya, too.
There's brawlers.
De La Hoya fought Mayweather, right? De La Hoya thought he had it in the bag. Mm-hmm. That's why he didn't come out and bang and get crazy in the 10th round. Mm-hmm. And that's where he ended up losing it. But if he had known fucking, okay, this guy, 2 of these guys got it on the scorecard that were tied in the 10th round, well we got to make it happen.
Yeah, I don't know.
I just think it leans towards fucking fixing a fight or judging the outcome before it happens when you hide the score. Okay. And I think with today's technology, they could put it on a fucking, okay, he won that. And each judge got their own little thing, and then it fucking posts up on the scoreboard. That's all I'm saying, dude. Fucking bring it out. Bring it alive. I don't know if you've ever seen it, dude. Have you seen them judge a scorecard from the table thing?
As far as what?
So they'll have like the little point, and they mark the boxes for each fight.
Right.
You know, say a guy got knocked down twice in the same round, he had an 8-point round. You know, they do that kind of shit, but they hide it. And I don't see how, if you're watching the same fight, I think that fucking De La Hoya won, you think Mayweather won, and the third guy fucking sees it different than both of us. He's got a draw. You know what I mean? I think that would keep that shit from happening.
That's a good point.
I don't know, that was on my mind too.
You just had to get that off your chest.
I had to, man. I had to, because I also wrote Joe Rogan. I did. The other night I was fucking writing people online, dude. I don't know. I was in one of those fucking moods, dude. What do you got, man? Throw something out there to end the show, dude.
Let's see. What do I got? I got nothing.
Come on, man. Bring something out of the bag, dude.
Let's see here.
We got like another 6 minutes, dude.
I was talking to a guy from work. He went back to his hometown in Mexico. It was Durango.
So the guy is obviously Spanish.
Yeah, obviously. So he said he came back and went there for 2.5 weeks. Came back. He goes, dude, everybody in the town has Mercedes Escalades, like all brand new vehicles and stacks of cash. like just the regular citizens. So apparently he found out that the Jefe, that one of the heads of the drug cartels lives in the town. And if you watch like Sicario and stuff, the Durango is a big fucking it's a concentrated place for the drug cartels. So he said the regular police will stand guard outside his compound to make sure nobody goes in and out. And that everybody in the city, they basically give everybody in the city money just to live their lives and just be comfortable and not to bother anybody.
Dude.
He's all, dude, you go back, everybody has money, everybody has brand new cars in the city. They just mind their own business.
They just let it happen.
They just let it happen, you know? That was a good little story that I heard at work.
I like that, but, you know, here's my thing on the whole drug stuff, man. Why not just legalize it all? That's what I'm saying.
Well, when they started doing that, I'm not saying they shouldn't or they should, but when they started doing that, the drug cartels started going into kidnapping, into sex trafficking. They'll go into a different form of crime. They're going to figure out some crime. It's like the mafia. You know, once they took away alcohol, they started doing prostitution and gambling and everything else. And once they took a lot of their vices away, now they're going into the stock market and different things like that. They'll always find a way to try to get around the system.
No doubt, man, no doubt. But I see this working in Colorado and in Washington. It's working, the taxation of marijuana, right?
Yeah.
But here in California, it's not working as well. And the reason is, I got a really good friend lives up in Washington, smokes bud all the time. He can buy grams of really good bud for like $3 a gram now. And it's still taxed. But California, you try to go buy a gram, you're going to pay $20.
Okay.
Plus the fucking tax fee. You buy an eighth up there, you're talking $10, $15 eighths for really good bud. California, a really good eighth is like $60.
Yeah, but that California, for anything, you're paying more. For the most part.
Yeah, but the reason is they have such an overage of it now. You know, they don't have the regulation and shit we do here where you have to check for mold and spores and all that other kind of shit that California makes you go through. They don't have that in these other states. They don't have that type of regulation. So the bud's flowing more easily. I saw something on the news where they said the state of Washington has 200 million pounds of marijuana in storage facilities, right? Mm-hmm. Well, you know as well as I do, weed don't stay forever. It is going to mold. It is going to it's like milk. It's going to go bad at some point, dude. So what do? They fucking sell it hella cheap.
Just like clothes at Ross.
Yeah, fuck yeah, dude.
Quarter of the price.
Then you see here in California, you got these clubs that sell, they get their delivery on Tuesday, and all the weed is gone by Tuesday night.
Oh, wow.
I mean, they're selling fucking 100 pounds of weed in a day, like, and they're cutting it off in grams.
Well, you got a lot of people in California, dude. Yeah. And compared to that, Washington and Oregon, and then you got a lot of fucking grow land in those states, and you don't have a large population.
Well, you see these clubs too that they don't accept cash. You know, I mean, they don't accept credit or ATM.
Everything
banks.
has to be cash.
Yeah, it's all cash.
Because at any point the federal government could take all their money because it's still federally illegal.
Yeah.
So you want to have cash, and then you have a problem of getting fucking ripped off and fucking robbed, and there's a whole, you know, because it's not legal federally, it's still fucking a shady business.
Well, I'm thinking though, man, if they're making taxes off it and they're making money, they're getting their part, they're getting their slice, so.
And then really, how do you tax it if it's cash? It's like tips on some people. Like, how do you really...
Like a waiter or...
How do you really tax it if it's fucking... Because they're not going to report everything that's fucking coming in. Why would you?
I know I would.
Yeah, like working side jobs and shit?
Yeah, dude. I would never do that. I'll always pay what I'm due. Oh, dude. You guys can't see me, but I was winking. No, fucking... I think we did pretty good. We had some shit go down today. We still made the show happen. Sorry, it probably wasn't as good as any of our other shows, but
you
never know. This
laughed more.
This might end up being a fucking classic right here, dude. You know, but I think next week we're gonna have a special guest, right?
Yeah, we should.
We're gonna we got a couple people in mind, but we gotta have a third guy sit in the chair and fucking bang it out with us.
There you go. We'll do it.
Hopefully get out on the right foot, and you know, I just want to tell anybody, if you watch this far and you're up to this point, we do this for fun. We do this to fuck around, kind of bounce off of each other, because what happened, me and Weller used to just fucking talk, and we ended up talking for an hour or something, and then we're like, well, fuck, we got to do like a podcast or something. That's how this happened. But we never did this to be malicious or mean or try to fucking ruin anybody's day kind of shit. That ain't our game plan. If anything, we want you guys to laugh and have a good time and say, hey, maybe tell one of your friends, check this shit out. These guys are all right, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I think we've had some good fucking conversations and shit on the show, man.
Absolutely.
And it is going to get better, but there's a few things we're going to stay away from, and I think we're going to try to do that with politics. I'm sure it's going to come up quite a bit, but
I have no problem.
I don't want this to
politics.
be a fucking political show, though, you know, like.
But you got to talk about it because it's like what's going on.
No, I agree, dude. And well, I guess we're going to talk about it right now because the shit's coming up, man. I mean, it's like 90 days out from voting here in California.
Okay.
Right? So I've been looking at what I don't want to pay a higher gas tax. For one, I don't want to do that. I know that even before that shit comes up. But one thing I'm really pissed off. Remember we have Mark Ruiz on here?
Mm-hmm.
They're talking about they had a bill. It passed to split California into 3 states.
Right.
And California took it off the ballot.
Hmm.
Tell me how the people want that shit to happen or
How many,
vote on it.
How many times before did they take marijuana off the ballot? When they knew it was going to pass to make legal, they took it off the ballot like a few times.
Well, here's the difference there, though. You have fucking big alcohol, big pharma. Pharma is probably the biggest lobbyist there is out there, pharmacy. You have tobacco, right? Alcohol, pharma, and tobacco. Those are trillions of dollars right there against weed. Because you know what? If I could smoke weed all day, why am I going to drink? If I could smoke weed all day, why am I going to smoke cigarettes, right? You probably, for half the shit they give you fucking for antidepressants, painkiller, sleeping, whatever it is, we fucking cancel all those pills out.
Okay.
You know? So I could see that happening. But cutting the state into different pieces, I don't know what the fuck is behind that.
I don't know. It's a lot of energy I don't have, especially right now.
We're going to get our shit together, man. We fucking made it past the hour part, just fucking throwing fucking shit together against the wall and making it stick today.
Yeah.
So,
but
let me fucking prep this fucker and we'll roll it out, dude.
We'll go fucking roll it out.
Good job, bud. I might let that roll for